If you think you can, you can. In his book, The Heart of a Champion, Bob Richards tells the story of Olympic champion Charlie Paddock, who was also a great speaker. Paddock loved to talk to young people in schools. Once speaking at East Tech High School in Cleveland, Ohio, in the United States, he challenged them. If you think you can, you can. If you believe a thing strongly enough, it can come to pass in your life. Afterwards, he lifted his hand and said, "Who knows? There may be a budding Olympic champion here in this auditorium." At the end of his talk, a spindly-legged black boy said to Mr. Paddock, "Sir, I would give anything if I could be an Olympic champion just like you." Charlie reached out and, putting his hand on his shoulder, said, "Young fellow, that's what I wanted to be when I was a little younger than you. If you will work for it, if you will train, you can become an Olympic champion." It was that lad's moment of inspiration. From that moment on, his life changed. In 1936, that spindly-legged boy, Jesse Owens, went to Berlin, Germany to compete in the Olympics. He won 4 gold medals, breaking 3 world records. When Owens returned to Cleveland, he was driven through the streets to the cheers of the crowd. At one spot, a car stopped and he signed some autographs. A little skinny black boy moved up to his car and said, "Mr. Owens, I would give anything if I could be an Olympic champion just like you." Jesse reached out to this little fellow who was nicknamed Bones and said, "You know, young fellow, that's what I wanted to be when I was a little older than you are. If you will work and train and believe, then you can become an Olympic champion." That little fellow was so inspired. He ran all the way home up to his grandmother and said, "Grandma, I am going to become an Olympic champion." And he did. Harrison Bones Dillard won the 100-meter dash in the 1948 Olympics held at Wembley Stadium in London. He tied Jesse Owens' Olympic record and went on to break more world records. According to Buddha, we are what we think. All that we are arises with our thoughts. With our thoughts, we make the world. When Disneyland was inaugurated, unfortunately, the man who created it was not alive anymore. And during the inauguration, a reporter happened to ask his wife how Walt Disney would have felt if he was alive today. The lady replied, "Walt had visualized this long before he departed. We are seeing today what he had seen years ago." Whatever mind can visualize, man can materialize. If you think you can, you can.